Thank you and welcome to another edition of Wonderful Wednesdays with Wendy. I'm your host, Wendy Wotecki, the Parent Support Connector here at Mission Empower. And today I'm super excited to learn about a program that the Salvation Army has. Yes, Salvation Army? Yes. So we're going to start that over again, guys, because, you know, I'm thinking Salvation Army in my head, or we're not, because Salvation Army in my head does not mean Pathway of Hope and this program that we're discussing. So I think that's why I'm really excited to hear about it. So today with me, I have Claira Holden, and she's the Director of Social Services here in Erie County for Salvation Army. And we have Tessa Mahalski, close. And she's the case manager of the Pathway of Hope. So I was really excited to hear and have you ladies on so we could talk about your program. Who wants to start?
I will. I'll just go with just talking about Pathway of Hope. Mm-hmm. So I'm Tessa. I'm the case manager for it. And it is the program for the Salvation Army, but it's nationwide. So it's not just in Erie. It is anywhere. And the ultimate goal of the Pathway of Hope program is to end the generational poverty cycle and to gain self-sufficiency. So we do it by case management through 5 steps. And the first step is we identify the highly motivated families who want to make the change, because it is hard. So they have to want to do the hard work. And then the second one is we discuss the program, we assess their situation that they're in, and then go from identify their strengths, and if they are in crises, kind of go from there and set measurable goals, long and short. And then the third thing we do is connect the families to different outside agencies that could potentially help them. And then we meet regularly, so whatever kind of works for them. If it's once a week, if it's 2-3 times a week, we do that to go over their goals, get them out of their crises that happen, or if one would arise, kind of, so it's just something new. And then through that, we do different assessments through it, and we see where they start and see where their progress is. We track it. So we go from every 3 months, we see, okay, so you're here 3 months ago, now you're here from 3 months to 6 months, and so on. So they get to see where they were and where they are now and the different changes. And then an additional thing for the Pathway of Hope program is the pastoral care. Since the Salvation Army is a church, the families are always invited to the church services, any of the groups that they have or services or programs, but it's not required, so they don't have to. And then Pathway of Hope, it's kind of a shift for the Salvation Army from serving to solving. So.
I like that. I like that. So what is the criteria do your clients have to meet exactly to be able to enter into the Pathway of Hope?
So there's only 2 things for the criteria. And then the first one is a family, but it can be any kind of family, whether it's a single parent, 2 parents, grandparents, kinship care. They just have to have 1 kid under the age of 18. And then the second thing is they have to be willing to work hard. They have to be willing to make the change.
And then how do you actually determine if they are making the change, I guess? Like, how are you grading their progress?
Right. So we do it through the assessments, but we also kind of do it through their scheduled appointments. If they're making the appointments, and that's, I don't know if there's any, and it's kind of see if they want to continue too, but it's mostly they make the appointments. If they are homeless, they're doing stuff towards getting out of homelessness. Kind of doing the work that goes involved with the change.
Okay, so who can refer them for this kind of a program?
Any agency can. They can send me their name and I can give them a phone call, or else the family themselves can always give me a call and I will schedule an initial meeting, and that's when we'll meet, talk more about the program, and start the assessments to see.
So can you participate in the program if you have a caseworker with a different agency?
Yes. Yep. So our program, if doesn't there's no duplication issues or anything like that. If you have a caseworker and you just want extra support or anything like that, you totally can. It doesn't involve or doesn't get in the way with any other funding or insurance purposes.
No, that's a really good thing, because a lot of times that's a big hiccup as far as services.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you work with only the parents and guardians of these children, or do you work with the children as well?
So we work with both. We work with the parents, and then, but if there is a kid, we'll work with them if they need services or whatever their goals are too, in a sense. Recently, we just helped he's 21, and helped him get into a program for employment and find a job and everything along those lines. And then another example is we had a child who had truancy issues. So we were able to go with the mom just to be kind of a support person in the meetings and the hearings and all of those, and assist with the plan.
No, that's actually a highly sought after thing right now with truancy. There's a lot of truancy going on, and there's not a lot of agencies that can go and help with that. So that's really a really good thing to know. I'm excited about that one.
And just be with the parent during that too. So they just have a support person kind of.
Yes, because it's intimidating to go into those situations, and quite frequently you are talked over and around with acronyms and things, and you don't understand what's going on, and so you show up and everybody else is so used to that job, and then wham bam, they slap you with a fine. And if they have somebody supporting them and explaining to them what happened and assisting them with how to come up with a plan to even try to pay for such things, that would be an amazing service just in itself. I can keep you busy. So is there a cost, I guess, for the Pathway of Hope program?
No, the cost is actually completely free, and it's voluntary. So it's whenever the family wants to come. If they want to work hard and change their situation for their children, then we'll work with them.
So when the families come to you in crisis, and we can say the crisis can go down to even that part of being homeless, is there any financial assistance that is part of the program with you guys, or do you have a way of helping in that area?
We do if they're homeless, we do have money through the FEMA grant, but other than that, for the financial assistance, we don't. We usually are kind of more of a support and kind of hook them up with the other agencies that do assist with those, depending on which kind of assistance they need.
Okay, no, that's super important, because you are trying to get all your agencies to work together in conjunction and get them where they need to go. And once again, I say it all the time, Erie County has no shortage of services. They just don't really talk a lot to one another. So the fact that you're already working hard on doing that through the Pathway of Hope is critical, and especially when you are talking about the most at risk of the population. So that's important. Can anybody call you up and give you a recommendation, or is this the family needs to call you because you need family buy-in?
I would be willing, or I can, say if I'm working with a family and they want me to call another family just to talk about it, I've done that.
Okay.
So it's kind of, it's kind of anybody.
Yeah, we don't really need a formal referral or anything like that. We have flyers that we pass out during our food pantry, during our Christmas, and if the families themselves are interested, then they can reach out to us and we can get them set up.
That's awesome. So I know we do have a real quick, I think it's a minute-long video. Is now a good time to show that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show the video, and then we will take any questions afterwards. Okay, so here's the video.
I just wanted to, we talked a little bit about how we track the families.
Yes.
When they come into the program, there's a series of assessments, like Tessa said, and a lot of them have to do with their state of mind. Are they in a positive place? Are they not? What can we do to help build them up? That sort of thing. And a big part of our program is the just support, emotional support, outside support. Like when we went to the hearings with the families, we did things like that. A lot of the things that Tessa had talked about that we've done, we've also like helped people find childcare so that they can go back to work. We have a family who's working on getting Social Security disability, just finishing the paperwork with her. Things that, you know, are really difficult to do by yourself sometimes, especially when you have so many other things on your plate. And a lot of our clients come to us who are homeless, and usually their first goal is to find a permanent place, and we can help them get referrals. We collaborate with Erie County Care Management a lot, St. Martin Center, GCAC, those kind of places to help with first month's rent and security. So it's a lot of meeting people where they are and walking with them, you know, to kind of just supporting them, keeping them going, encouraging them that they can do this, that they can make the change. So that's just really important. And the goals are all based on what they want. So they may pick a goal that I would think is not really where they need to be pointed. And I would kind of talk to people and say, you know, maybe this would be our first step, but if that's your goal, then that's what we'll work on you with. So we work with people, we meet them where they're at, and we walk with them to reach the goals that they want. So part of the way that we measure our goals is how far have they come in, you know, in succeeding in that goal. We had a girl who wanted to go to school, and she put it off for a little bit, and we kept encouraging her, helped her with applications. Now she's in school. She has a couple more months. She's found a better place to live. She's just doing really great. So we work with the whole family. It's just a really great program. I did see a question here about what states Pathway of Hope is in. And one of the great things about Pathway of Hope is it is in, I believe it's in all 50 states. But if you start here and you move, you can connect with Pathway of Hope there. And all of your records are kept, you know, and you can just pick up right where you left off with your goals, just with a new case manager in a new place.
That is amazing. And I really like the fact that you get a case manager and that's kind of like your person. I know a lot of those meetings that you have to go to and all those intakes that you're going to have to do on all these other agencies to get services, that can be really daunting. It could be really scary. It can take a lot of time and energy and effort. And people might be very hesitant. Their anxiety might be through the roof. But if they always have that same caseworker by their side, I don't want to say prodding them along, but helping them along and being like, okay, what are we doing? The next goal is let's go, call, I'm right here, call. I think that's actually so beneficial beyond measure, truly. So I'm really excited to hear that that's something that you can do for the families in our community.
When you have so many things to do and you're overwhelmed, sometimes you don't know where to start, so you do nothing. And that's not just our clients, that's for me too, if you have so many things. So if you have somebody beside you kind of pointing out, this is where we should start, you know, how much of this can we take on at a time, and just breaking it up for people and helping them handle as much as they can when they can.
Yeah, that's super cool. I like that a lot. So how many caseworkers actually work in this area of the Pathway of Hope? Do you have a small staff, or Tessa, is it you?
So for Erie, it's just me. And then around the Pittsburgh area, there's another one. And then like the smaller counties, like Mercer, Meadville, Corey, they have 1, 2. And they travel.
Okay, and I see we have a question that Lynn asked, do clients have to be U.S. citizens? Because we have a large immigrant population. So here in Erie, do they have to be U.S. citizens?
No.
No, there you go. That's an excellent question with an excellent answer.
And that could actually be one of the things that, if that's their goal, is to become a citizen, something we could work on.
Oh, that's excellent to hear. I like that. Is there a waiting list?
As of right now, no, there is not a waiting list. So you have people, I mean, I can give you my email and you can email me them, or my phone number, you can call me and I can give them families a call.
You know, Pathway of Hope is our newest program, but we still have all of our old support programs. I don't want to call them old, but we do have our food pantry monthly. For whatever reasons, our numbers have been down. I take that as a good, you know, a good sign. Maybe people aren't needing us as much. However, if it is a need that people have, we do have food, and we distribute monthly, and we also do emergency food. We can help people. Like Tessa said, we do have a small FEMA grant to help with homelessness, but that's in coordination with Erie County Care Management and coordinated entry. And we also help with vouchers sometimes for food, or I'm sorry, not for food, for clothing or household items. Again, that referral for that does need to come from a caseworker, but we do a lot of those things also.
That's awesome. That is really good to hear about all those programs. Do you have flyers for those or any PDFs for those, Clara?
We don't have a PDF. We just have flyers that we hand out. I could put together something and send to you, especially for the food pantry with the current date so that people can get signed up. And all you have to do is bring your ID with your current address and you can get signed up and get food that day.
I'm really excited about this program. I would love to be one of your outreach partners if you have families that are having issues with their educational needs and parents understanding their rights and responsibilities in education. That's my jam. So if you need any help in that area, please let us know. And meanwhile, thanks for coming. And I am going to let everybody go for the afternoon. Please be on the lookout for our email with our SurveyMonkey and the flyer attachments that we're going to send you from the Pathway to Hope and Salvation Army programming. Okay? Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.